the show a day early because we wanted to have a special discussion on men's health. I'm really wanting to send a shout out to my good friend Pamela Coleman because she's the visionary behind this very special anthology, which you see on the screen right now, called Unspoken. It's okay not to be okay. And in this anthology, she's giving men a voice. Often men feel like they don't have a voice. With the advent of social media, there's been a lot of talk about what men should be doing and what they're not doing and so forth. And often men don't feel like they have space to talk about how they're really feeling. So today, like I said, is going to be a very special discussion. We're going to have a panel discussion with some of the authors who contributed to the anthology Unspoken. So I want to first thank you all for joining me. I'm going to ask you guys if you have questions, if you have comments, get active in the comments. Put them in the comments because we're going to try to jump to as many comments as we possibly can. But this is going to be an interactive discussion with some people who have some really deep thoughts on the subject. And we'll also be talking about their own projects and why they wanted to be a part of this specific project. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on our guest. Our first guest is Mark Beausejour. He is the Black Cyrano. He is an author of, what is it, 6 books now?
7.
7 books. Oh my goodness, you've been busy. So 7 books. And he is a great writer. He takes his craft very seriously. So I was very happy to find out that he was going to be a part of this anthology project. And I'm really looking forward to reading the book and really digging down into your thoughts as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about what your piece in the book is, and then about your thoughts on mental health as a whole. And now also I would like to bring on Dedrick Brockington. Many of you know Dedrick. He is the Cookie Man. And this was his debut book. He just dipped his toe into being an author. So congratulations on becoming a published author. You are in some very good company. And so we're going to talk a little bit about you as well and what you're doing and about your thoughts with mental health. And so as we move throughout the show, there are going to be more people joining us, but we're going to get started with Mark and Dedrick. And then as other people pop in, we will bring them into the conversation. So welcome. So without further ado, I'm just ready to jump in. And I think that what you said is a really good precursor into talking about mental health. If you saw the promo that I did for the show, I said that often men don't feel that they have a voice. You're always expected to be strong. You're always expected to know exactly what to do in the right moment at the right time. You have to have $1 million in your pocket, or else you're not worthy to be in a relationship. You have to take them to the right place, because if you take them to a place like the Cheesecake Factory, you're going to be blasted all over social media. And so there's so much that goes into being a man. And you two are at different ages. Mark, I believe you're in your 30s.
Yes.
Okay, and you're 49.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a little bit different age brackets. But I'm wondering, first of all, do you guys see things the same way when it comes to men's mental health? Do you feel like younger people have it harder? Older people have it harder? Do you see things a little bit differently?
Oh, you want to take this, Dietrich, or you want me to go ahead and answer?
I'll answer after you go. You can go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. So I guess it depends on which generation or which age bracket you're in, so to speak, that kind of shapes your perspective on how you see male mental health. For me, I see that younger people, I think it's a little bit harder, and just I'm speaking from personal experience. It's a little bit harder because, with the advent of, I guess, modern conveniences, coming into the technological age, you have a lot of resources available to us that may not have been available to those that were older that came before myself and before others. So I guess because people say, hey, you got access to a lot of resources, life shouldn't be much of a struggle. Things shouldn't be much of a struggle. But they don't understand. Sometimes having a lot of technology, having a lot of resources at your disposal doesn't always guarantee a quick fix or a quick resolution when it comes to male mental health.
Yeah.
Sometimes we still need help, we still need assistance, and we still need people that we can talk to whenever we deal with traumatic situations or issues dealing with trauma, issues dealing with depression, issues dealing with ADHD, and those other types of male mental health issues that we struggle with, especially as young black men. As young black men, especially as a young man myself, we're shaped by what we see on modern media. So we're shaped by who we watch on television. The music stars that we look up to. Yeah.
And you're right. I used to read all of those fairy tales, and often when you read those fairy tales, even the women are made to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Their skin is white, their lips are perfectly red.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't look like that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as much as we love a good fairy tale and a good fairy tale ending, it kind of we did feel left out of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So that Drake, would you like to touch on that a bit as well?
Absolutely. There's something when we were having these discussions, there's something that I would say, and I spoke directly to women because a lot of the times, when it comes to transparency, I would hear women or I would see on social media where people would post, well, why don't men open up? Like, why are when men are so closed off? Why, is he holding all these emotions in or holding back? Because he's supposed to be able to talk to me and this. So I submit this. When it comes to men, our mental health is extremely extreme. We compartmentalize very, very well. The problem is that what women need to understand is that if a man is trying to be open with you and he's trying to be transparent with you and express his emotions, his thoughts, his vision, his whatever it is that he's going to share with you, please understand that you're the person that he chose to share that with. Now, the moment you mishandle that information, the moment you mishandle that, we're compartmentalizing. We're taking inventory. We're observing what's happening. Because the moment you dismiss, you deflect, and then you push your narrative and say, well, oh, that's ridiculous or whatever, you need to understand that what's going to happen is he's not going to open up to you to that extent anymore. You have to really understand that. And then now the very person that he is supposed to trust with that information, he's supposed to be able to just let you know how he actually feels and who he really is. And like what Mark was saying, sometimes some guys have to wear that mask because other people don't know how to handle the information he just gave them. My thing is once you misuse or mistreat the information that a man gives you as a woman, you won't have to worry about him sharing those things. And pretty soon your relationship is going to be over.
What exactly did you talk about in the book? I'll start with you, Q. What was your subject in your chapter of the book?
Called it the BWX, the box. It's a battle within yourself, like solving for yourself. Like the question, like you said, how do you meet in the middle? You start with yourself. Like if you have that battle going on, you're not going to be able to understand any other communication or perception or anything like that if you can't work on your own. But that's basically what it pretty much says: the battle with yourself and the list of things you can do to stay out of it and reach those who don't even know what mental health is or even know what the word coping with mental health is, basically breaking it down like that.
But no, you hit the nail on the head with that, and we've often seen it where fathers will want to toughen up their sons by telling them to man up, stop crying, don't do this, don't do that. And so, and I know I feel that often as a woman where I don't feel like I can show my true feelings because I don't want to be seen as weak. And I think men have that doubly as hard because you're not allowed to show weakness anywhere. And anytime that you show your true feelings, somebody's telling you to man up, stop being in your feelings, stop crying, you're too soft. And often you're just trying to tell people how you really feel. You're not trying to be soft.
They take it as time consuming. They say it's wasting too much time. Like for those who realize that you want to get a move on about your mental or want to change how you feel and all that, you sitting there talking about it for the next 45, 2 hours is wasting time. So that makes them feel like you got more time to get up and get out there and live your life and figure it out that way instead of sitting here worrying about it, wallowing in what you can be, who you are, and this, that, and the third. And now you done looked up 7 days later and you still stumped over the same freaking question that they asked you last week.